Hey, everybody, welcome back to Tone on a Budget. I'm Greg, and this is where I review gear that us regular guys and gals might buy and play and use. Uh, I really care about people, and I like to see folks get their money's worth. And if I see something that is not worth it, I'll let you know. Um, in this case, today we're going to be reviewing the Fender Geddy Lee signature jazz bass. Right out of the gate, I I don't know why they call this the Geddy Lee signature, because Geddy Lee bought a stock 1972 jazz bass that looked like this, just like this, in 1974 at a pawn shop in Kalamazoo, Michigan, for $200. All right. The only thing he did was he installed a high mass bridge on it. He pulled the stock um, sheet metal fold over with the barrels, cheapy bridge that they put on these things, and he put a high mass Leo Kwan Badass 2 bridge on it. Okay. Other than that, he left the bass stock. Okay. So I don't get why they call it a Geddy Lee signature bass, because on this bass, the Mexican model, this is an MIM, and originally it was made. They were made in Japan, then they transferred over to Mexico, the Mexican factory, and now they're also doing a USA model. But on these and the Japanese model, Geddy Lee had like zero input on the um, design of this bass. It was a stock bass that he purchased, and he upgraded the bridge. That's all he did to it. So when Fender came and measured everything and stuff, basically what they measured was a stock Fender bass that had a very worn neck, because he bought it in 1974, and they didn't do this until the late 90s. I think 97 is when they came and they measured everything, and by 98 the first one was being produced in Japan. So I mean, Geddy didn't design the bass. He didn't have any input on the design of the bass. He played a Fender jazz bass. But okay, that's cool. They put his autographs on it, on the bridge and on the back of the headstock. But all right, what you're getting when you buy one of these things is a 1972 reissue jazz bass that's made to 1972 spec with an upgraded bridge and a Geddy autograph. It's alder body, um, pure vintage pickups, American pickups. They're made in America. Vintage spacing. They are 3.5 inches apart. The current standard is 3 inches apart. Vintage spec neck, very thin neck, really really nice and fast. I like it. It's very playable. Um, the block inlays, the binding, all of this is vintage spec. It's got period correct tuners, you know, um, vintage spec tuners. Um, the body's made out of alder, which is 1972 spec for bass with this kind of finish. And a 3-ply pick guard. Um, it's uh, it's a 1972 reissue bass with an upgraded bridge. But they're calling it the Geddy Lee signature model, which is great. Geddy Lee plays one. Now, in the U.S. model, Geddy Lee had much more influence on how the bass turned out, what it looked like, and everything. I mean, he chose the inlay markers, the white perlated inlay markers that they use in the binding and everything that's on that. That bass, the American bass, is different from this one, but this one is true to the bass that he actually purchased in 1974. All right, here we go. Both pickups up, tone all the way up. whatever, however that goes. That's both pickups with the tone all the way up. Both pickups tone all the way down. Okay, tone back up. Now you'll hear the noise coming in when I roll back the I rolled off the bridge pickup, and I've got the neck pickup up. These are single coil pickups, so they are noisy when you use them individually. But because they're wound out of phase, one coil is wound opposite of the other coil. When you roll them both together, you're pretty noise free. Okay, this is neck pickup. Tone all the way up. Okay. Bridge pickup, tone all the way up. Bridge pickup, tone all the way down. Neck pickup, tone all the way down. Both pickups tone all the way up. I like this bass. I like it. Growls. It's bright. It sounds like a jazz bass should sound. You know, it'll reproduce the Geddy Lee tones if that's what you're looking for. It's a really nice bass. You can also get a period correct case for this thing too, which would be a recreation of a 72 jazz bass or P bass case. Yeah. Like I said, I've seen some unfavorable reviews of these things. I've heard about neck issues. I've heard about noise issues. I've heard about fit and finish issues. This one doesn't have any of them. The neck is straight. The frets are dressed very nicely. There's no sharp fret ends here or anything. It's very smooth. The neck is very thin. The body is finished fine. No issues with the finish on the body. One thing I have noticed is the way the pickups are mounted. They're a little hinky. They sit kind of goofy. And I've pulled the screws time and time again and tried to align these things and get the pickups in there right, and they still act weird. But other than that, I don't have any other issues with the instrument. The only thing I've changed on the instrument is the strap nuts. I put strap locks on it because when I play out, I like to have my basses on strap locks. I don't want them falling off the strap. I want them locked on securely. Okay, yeah, that's about it. This is the Geddy Lee Fender 1972 reissue signature jazz bass. And everything about this thing is 1972 spec. All the way down to the logo label on the headstock. That's the way it would have looked in 1972. So this bass is an accurate recreation of the bass that Geddy Lee bought in 1972. At least as accurate a recreation as you're going to get for the price. This is the more affordable model because it is made in Mexico. Anywho, this is Tone on a Budget. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I hope this has been helpful. And God bless and peace.